Hello guys, how's it going? Today got another video for you, obviously about Amazon FBA, and this time I'm going to be talking about if it is too competitive to start in 2018, 2019, and just is it too competitive to start anytime in the future, and just my views on how that's going. Every time someone new comes into it, you obviously see so many people doing it, and your first thought is too competitive, I can't get started, I can't find a product, there's all these people talking about it, I obviously can't get in, there's just no space for someone else. But we're going to get more into that in a minute and what I think. But first, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, give the video a big thumbs up, and there will be a giveaway at the end of this video that I've already chosen from what I spoke about in the last video. So let's get straight into this video. So, is Amazon FBA too competitive? I'm sure many of you can guess my answer straight away. No, it's not. It's really not. It's so uncompetitive. It's unimaginable how uncompetitive it is. If you look at the amount of sales Amazon are getting every month and every year, and how much they're growing every year, just in the UK, in the US, just in any country they're in, how much they're growing, to say that it's too competitive and there's no space is just completely ludicrous. In just like my own personal opinion, if you look at the UK market, like specifically, I would say that's like really uncompetitive. Yes, when you look at listings, you'll see, or if you look at products even, you'll see a lot of people selling it, but they're not like actual sellers. If you go onto like any product, or even like the kitchen blocks I often mention, or other products you might find on Amazon, if you look at the sellers and actually look at their listings, they're not really competition. Yes, they're selling the product, but their listings are probably really bad. They're selling the exact same generic product. So even though they are sellers, they're not really your competition because they're not selling competitively. You can easily go in there and take their sales because their listing isn't very good. They're not trying like you could, or like if you knew exactly what you was doing, they're obviously not going to be that type of competition to you. So even if there's a lot of sellers, there's very few sellers who are actually knowing what they're doing it correctly, and are going to like be in it for the long haul. So the type of sellers that are in a minute, they're easy to like get on top of, get them out of the business and just take their spot. So in that way, I don't think it's competitive. And like just for the UK, again, in general, there's often people say it's very hard to find a product, or loads of people come to me with the same product over and over again, and that way I can obviously tell that it's just coming into trend and things like this. But just the only thing that shows me is that the UK market is so like small and has so much more to grow that there isn't that many products yet, simply because, not because it's too competitive, but because the UK market has so far to go that there's just thousands of products that haven't even come into the point where people want to get into them yet. So when people say it's too competitive, it's just got there's thousands and thousands of products. There will be good potential products in the future, or if you got into them now, at that time when they are good in the future, you'd just be absolutely rolling in cash. There's so much potential for Amazon, and it's really not going anywhere soon. It's not that competitive, and even if all of a sudden it became really competitive in the UK, which you can still sell in the US, which is so much larger than the UK, which even then again shows how like uncompetitive especially the UK is and all the other markets. But just for example, if the US got too competitive, which I don't think it's going to for a long time yet, if the UK got too competitive, Amazon's just launched in Australia. They've got loads and loads of other countries they're already in you can go into. They've got loads more countries they're still going to go into. So to say that this is too competitive is just really not true. There's so many ways you can go into products, and say even again, if the UK market becomes competitive for every single product, if you do what I definitely preach on this channel and what a lot of other people say even, and differentiate and change your product or bundle it, then straight away you've got a new product and it's not competitive because no one's selling the same product as you again. So you've got another way into the market. So there's so many ways into this market, into other markets, for this market to grow, that it's really not competitive. In 2018, I don't think it's going to be for a while either. And if you still like kind of don't believe what I'm saying, you don't really like back up like the things I'm explaining, I just have to show you this one chart that just really explains what I'm trying to get across here, and just shows just like the pure level of how much Amazon is growing in the UK. So in this graph here, this is what I wanted to show you. We can see Amazon's growth in the UK by billions per year, and I'm pretty sure if you work out in this chart on average they grow about $1 billion a year. If you just think how many more customers, how many more Prime memberships, and just how much more money that is per year, and how many products, with that amount of money being pumped into Amazon every year and growing, how many products that brings into the limelight of where we consider them a good product to launch, then hundreds, if not thousands, of new products are being brought into that area every single year just by Amazon's own growth. Even you can even see now that between the latest years, 2016 and 2017, they've had their biggest growth in the UK for 7 years. And I'm sure that's going to continue, that they're going to grow like more and more as the UK market expands and more products get brought into that area. So every single year, more products are coming in, it's getting less competitive, and even though more sellers are coming in, I doubt, no matter how many sellers come in like 2018, I doubt they're going to sell an amount of stock equivalent to $1 billion, $2 billion, which Amazon's revenue is probably going to grow by in 2018. So all the new sellers coming in, they're not going to make that much of an effect on you at all. They're not going to be responsible for Amazon's billions of growth next year. So Amazon really is not that competitive. They're going to keep growing, more products are going to come out, and even if in years and years and years, decades to come, Amazon UK gets too competitive, which I don't see happening, you've got multiple other countries you can go into, or even still in the UK, if every single product gets competitive, which it probably won't, then if you differentiate, you bundle, and you change, then you're selling a completely different product to everyone else, and you can compete all over again. So is Amazon FBA competitive? Absolutely not. Not a chance, in my opinion. And I just think that this graph shows it even better than I can explain. But anyway, if you disagree with me and you think Amazon FBA is getting too competitive and you wouldn't mind explaining why you think that, so it might be a different point of view for me to look at, let me know in the comments below. Give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. As I said, if you wait to the end of the video, which I hope a lot of you did, there is a giveaway, and it will be given away to the first person of this list I'm going to talk about in a minute who messages me after this video. And this is why you should have your notifications turned on, because it will help you. So I'm going to take the top 4 people who have been commenting, posting, and the top 4 active people in my Facebook group, which I have the stats for here. So Joe Lockhead, Leanne Orr, Ben Hartsland, or J.O. Medeiros. Probably butchered those names, but the first one of you 4 people to message me will get a free ebook on VAT, duties, and incorporation. That is the beginning of the giveaways, and there will be many more in future videos. So subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on to be in with a chance of winning, because it does go to the first person who messages me on Facebook every time. So that does it for this video. I will see you all in the next video.